Hey Scully, just did over 3 hours in Studio B, and I rocked it. It's done. So just wanted to check in before I get out on the road and drive back down to. Actually, you know what? This is the plan right now. I'm not gonna go to. We're not doing Annie's St. Anne's Church circumambulation with the labyrinth today because of the gloomy weather conditions, and we're also not going to do Girlie's Grill in Palmer. We're not going to go back to the source, the origin of the Laura Palmer story today, because Girlie's Grill, that diner right across the street from Cooper Tires in Palmer, is today closed. They'll open at 6:30 a.m. tomorrow. So we'll go over at some point tomorrow instead, back to Palmer. Look for more clues. I mean, we don't really need any more at this point. It's like ridiculous. And we've gotten, but it's just to revisit it, and just to, And so today we're going to the Yankee Diner for a quick stop to refuel our chamber here, to refuel the mug. This will be number 2 for the day, for the second part of the day. And I guess I know what why it's the Blue Rose task force. Excuse me. It's all clear to me now, Dana. After finishing that last set, 3 hours in Studio B. Excuse me, I'm not losing my voice or anything. It's just a little scratchy from all that 3 hours of singing. You ever done that? You ever sung for over 3 hours after you sang for probably cumulatively 4 the previous day? I'm just asking. I'm not like boasting about saying, "Oh, look at me, I sang for 3." Nope. You're a good boy, Charlie Brown. And we'll, so then after getting our fuel, we will drive to Worcester again, up Route 20, because then we will be right there where the Yankee Diner's right here on Route 20. And that leads us right to Worcester, right to where Annie's, so no St. Anne's today, but Annie's bookstore, where we got this. And where what's currently in my pocket found us, because wait, where did it go? Where did I put it? Stardust and snow. Where did I put it, Diane? Anyway, I'll find it before I go. Oh, here it is. It's in this pocket. I'm keeping this with me at all times going forward. It'll help me. Protection, help, guidance from beyond wizards. My wizard friend DB, in the great beyond. About her eyes growing bigger and bigger at the wonderful sights she saw. The cyclone had set the house down very gently for a cyclone, in the midst of a country of marvelous beauty. These were lovely patches of green sward all about, with stately trees bearing rich and luscious fruits. Doesn't look like the one in the movie, right? Not at all. Look at these. Look at the munchkins. Little blue men. 3 of them there. Banks of gorgeous flowers were on every hand, and birds with rare and brilliant plumage sang and fluttered in the trees and bushes. A little way off, a small brook, rushing and sparkling along between green banks and murmuring in a voice very grateful to a little girl who had lived so long on the dry, gray prairies. Look, she's in the land, she's in color now. No more gray. Prairie Johnson. While she stood looking eagerly at the strange and beautiful sights, she noticed coming toward her a group of the queerest people she had ever seen. This is in 1900, so that word, They were not as big as the grown folk she had always been used to, but neither were they very small. In fact, they seemed to be about as tall as Dorothy, who was a well-grown child for her age, although they were, so far as looks go, many years older. There were 3 men, 3 were men and 1 a woman, and all were oddly dressed. They wore round hats that rose to a small point, a foot above their heads, with little bells around the brims that tinkled sweetly as they moved. The hats of the men were blue. The little woman's hat was white, and she wore a white gown that hung in plaits from her shoulders. Over it were sprinkled little stars and that glistened in the sun like diamonds. The men were dressed in blue, of the same shade as their hats. And wore well-polished boots, with a deep roll of blue at the tops. The men, Dorothy thought, were about as old as Uncle Henry, for 2 of them had beards, but the little woman was doubtless much older. Her face was covered with wrinkles, her hair was nearly white, and she walked rather stiffly. I'll see you in Worcester at Annie's with my new copy of The Shining. I'm sure, I'm not going to call and ask this time because I'm pretty sure she'll have it there. I'm pretty sure that Patty has a copy of The Shining that I will read out loud to you and originate in the future, which is our now, King's Past. Namaste.